Hey guys, Ethan here. Today I just wanted to throw some extra crazy legato stuff at y'all that I've been working on, and hopefully you can have some fun with it. So we're going to be in the key of E minor, starting on the tonic at 17 on the second string. I've got my ring finger there, and I'm sweeping down with the pick to grab my pinky out at 19 on the bottom string. So kind of like a root and a fifth here. And I'm pulling off to 14 on the bottom string. That's our ninth there. So we're getting already kind of a spicy sound going on. And where this is really tricky and where I've really grown from these types of patterns that I've been creating is we're going to take that pull off as an opportunity to turn around and get the pick to sweep up. So we went from a downward sweep, now we're trying to escape the bottom string, clear it, and get up to the second string to get back to the tonic where we started. So back to 17. We have to make sure that everything's very evenly spaced. So no longer notes, no gaps, no hesitations, just smoothing out that transition. Now from there, I'm going to continue to sweep upward to get to the third string for 16. And again, we want to just make sure that that motion's moving really smoothly and not getting hung up anywhere. And now I want to pull off to my pointer finger at 14 on the third string. And yeah, just kind of practicing that motion, seeing if we can get all smoothed out. And from there, that's like an entire sequence. That's one time around through a sequence that we can move around to different note groupings. What's really cool about E minor, or like minor keys in general, is when we're near our root pentatonic, we have this set of notes that we just used, and we can take that exact same spacing and bring it back down 2 frets, and it fits perfectly into like the pentatonic framework, so regular E minor pentatonic. Whereas over here the notes were a little spicier. We had a fifth, a ninth, a root, and we've got a fifth again going to an 11th. When we bring it back down, we're just sitting straight inside of the pentatonic. So we've got our 11th, our root, our 7th, our 11th, and our 3rd. So we're more inside of the chord all of a sudden. So anyways, the gist of it is we had this. That means now we can take that same path just 2 frets lower. And it just sounds really cool to hear that like parallel set of intervals. But jumping over there is tough because we're taking this delicate motion. Now we're introducing a big move, you know, a larger move where your arm has to take the position shift down. So with this, I suggest probably not moving the thumb a lot, but being relatively, you know, underneath your pointer finger to start. That way your hand can just take the shift, and hopefully we don't have to like make too much of a yank over there. And you might just try making that first escape. Can I land that first note on the next pattern? And that's tricky because we're taking the pull off that we ended on as our opportunity to land back down. So we were traveling up, we have that little pull off, and we have to escape that third string and get back to the second string to start over. So you might even try just the pull off to the down. But yeah. And the great thing about that sequence is you could just kind of map it to different note choice, and you could keep moving down the bottom 3 strings, or you could try to start it on the second string and then move it up the strings, you know, start it from the 3rd string, the 4th string, etc. And so it's super, super versatile. If you want to just take that sequence as many places as you can take it, you might start by just living in the pentatonic scale with it, but thinking 3 note per string pentatonic. Whoops. And then use that as your note choice. I probably wouldn't do that. You know, it's great for practice, but you probably, with a cool piece of vocab like this, don't want to restate it too many times, and you want to exit with something else spicy. So what I've done with it is I just took this initial 2 cells of the pattern, and then mapped it into this, you know, finished it out with the final sweep here. The thing is, I didn't keep sweeping up from the third string where we ended. Instead, just to kind of get more mileage and to get a more cascading kind of sound, I'm going back to the second string. So grab my pinky back on the tonic, back on 17. I'm gonna pull off on the third string, 14 to 12. So it's getting me like a 3-note per string pentatonic kind of, you know, approach. And then I'm gonna sweep up to 14 on the fourth string. So we're kind of just playing, almost feels like just an E minor chord with the 11th added to it. Now the pinky's rocking up to 17 on the fifth string. And then we're gonna sweep up to 15 on top with the ring finger, pulling off to the pointer finger on 12. Yeah, so it sounds pretty neat and connected from the previous cell. We get something super cool. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy that. Alright, so one last bonus thing while it's on my brain too. If we want to do this a little bit differently, we could do one cell of the pattern, do a sweep run, and then do the second cell of the pattern, do a sweep run. This sweep run that we doubled back for can actually translate up a whole step and be played right after that first cell. So there's our first cell of the core pattern. You can actually bring that whole run up and then kind of have a whole new way to order everything. The way I would probably do it though is I would get rid of the top string of it. And when we get to the fifth string where the pinky would normally be the only note, I'd pull off to the pointer finger there at 14 here, just to kind of close that off a little bit sooner. That way, rhythmically, everything has a nice flow to it. Getting a little sloppy on it, but you get the idea. So there's another way you could approach it. Hopefully you guys have fun with this stuff. Let me know if that was interesting. And I'm going to try to fire up more videos. So thanks to all the new subscribers. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.